What if I told you that the world as you know it might not actually exist? It might sound like the opening line of a sci-fi movie, but what if it's true? Could we be living in a parallel universe and not even know it? Are you ready for your mind to be blown? Buckle up, because today we dive into the controversial theory that suggests we all just characters in a grand cosmic game of hide and seek. We've all experienced it. That moment when you swear you remember something vividly, only to find that no one else seems to share your memory. You might think, oh, it's just a false memory. But what if there's more to it? What if those moments are glimpses into other parallel universes, alternate realities where things are just a little bit different? It all started with Nelson Mandela, the iconic South African revolutionary and statesman. After his release from prison in 1990, Mandela became a global symbol of hope and freedom. Tragically, he passed away in 2013 at the age of 55. Or did he? That's where the Mandela Effect comes in. You see, before Mandela's death, people began to notice a strange phenomena. They were remembering his death differently. Some people were adamant that they remembered Mandela dying in prison in the late 80s, suffering a slow and agonizing demise behind bars. However, these memories didn't add up. Mandela had been released in 1990 and lived for over 2 decades. He even attended his own memorial service and was buried in his hometown. As more and more people came forward with their memories of Mandela's death, it became clear that there was something peculiar going on. These weren't just random people. There were doctors, journalists, and celebrities who all claimed to have witnessed Mandela's death in the 80s. So what could explain this collective false memory? Well, some dismissed it as a simple case of mistaken identity or faulty memory. But others proposed a more radical theory. What if these people weren't just misremembering events? What if they were actually shifting between parallel universes? According to this theory, each time a decision is made, the universe splits into multiple timelines, creating infinite possibilities. When someone remembers an event differently, it's because they've shifted to a parallel universe where that event occurred in a different way. Let's take a closer look at one of the most popular theories about the Mandela Effect, known as the butterfly effect. This theory suggests that small actions can have significant consequences. Imagine a butterfly flapping its wings in China, causing a typhoon in the United States. It might sound far-fetched, but it's based on the idea that even the smallest changes can create ripples that affect the entire universe. Now imagine yourself standing at a crossroads in life, making a seemingly insignificant decision, like which shirt to wear today. According to the butterfly effect, that decision could cause a shift in the fabric of reality, creating an alternate timeline where even the smallest things are different. Suddenly, you find yourself in a parallel universe, where you meet an alternate version of yourself, and the course of history has taken an unexpected turn. But why would these universes split in the first place? To answer that question, we need to delve into the fascinating world of quantum mechanics. In the realm of quantum mechanics, particles exist in a state of superposition, meaning they can be in multiple places at once until observed. This observation causes the particle to collapse, forcing it to choose one location. Some scientists believe that this same principle applies to our universe. Every time a decision is made, our universe splits, creating multiple timelines where each possibility becomes reality. For example, when Schrödinger's cat is both alive and dead until observed, our universe branches out, allowing both outcomes to exist in separate times. One timeline where the cat is alive, and another where it's dead. This theory, known as the many-worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, suggests that there are infinite parallel universes, where everything that could happen does happen. So when someone remembers an event differently, it's because they've shifted to a parallel universe where that event occurred in a different way. So how does this relate to the Mandela Effect? Well, let's go back to Mandela's death. If we accept that there are parallel universes where every possibility becomes reality, then there must also be a universe where Mandela died in the 80s. This means that some of the people who remember Mandela dying in prison are actually in a different universe where that event took place. Think about it. If you met Mandela in the 90s in one universe, but he had already died in the 80s in another universe, you would know about his later years or his eventual death in 2013. This could explain why some people remember him dying in prison. But wait, it gets even weirder. Imagine a scenario where there are multiple versions of yourself, each living in a parallel universe, making different decisions and experiencing different outcomes. Let's call them you version A and you version B. You version A decides to pursue a career in astrophysics, spending countless hours studying the mysteries of the cosmos. Meanwhile, you version B decides to become a musician, traveling the world and performing sold-out concerts. Fast forward a few years, and you find yourself at a crossroads. You've achieved success in your respective fields. But now you have a choice to make. Do you stay on your current path or explore the possibilities of the other timeline? Perhaps you decide to switch paths, becoming the musician you've always wanted to be. But as you step into this new reality, you realize that it's not quite what you expected. Your music career hasn't taken off, and you're still searching for your big break. Suddenly, You stumble upon a concert where you witness a shocking sight, the astrophysicist version of yourself presenting groundbreaking research that has the potential to revolutionize the world. Overwhelmed with a sense of déjà vu, you wonder what could have been. If you had stayed on your original path, maybe you would have made that groundbreaking discovery. The Mandela Effect suggests that these parallel universes constantly shift and change, creating an ever-evolving tapestry of infinite possibilities. This means that even if you were to jump between universes, it wouldn't necessarily be a smooth transition. In fact, you could find yourself in a universe that's slightly or drastically different from the one you left. These shifts could occur gradually or abruptly, leaving you questioning the very nature of reality. One moment, you might be sipping coffee in a cozy cafe in this universe, and the next you could be walking down a bustling street in a parallel universe where cars fly and buildings touch the clouds. These sudden shifts could be subtle or dramatic, leaving you unsure of what to expect next. Imagine sitting at home one evening when suddenly the walls around you begin to ripple like water in a pond. As you reach out to steady yourself, you feel a strange tingling sensation, and when you pull your hand away, you notice that the book in your hands has changed. The cover art is different, and the title seems oddly familiar. Before you can process what's happening, the room around you solidifies, and you find yourself in an alternate version of your house. The furniture is slightly different, but everything feels almost exactly the same. Confused and disoriented, you try to rationalize what just happened. Is it a dream, a hallucination, or something more sinister? In this altered reality, you might find that some things are subtly different. Perhaps the color of the curtains has changed, or the layout of the kitchen is slightly altered. Other things might seem strangely familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on it. As you explore this new environment, you might come across objects that spark a sense of disease. A framed photograph on the wall shows a gathering of people you recognize, but their faces seem blurred or distorted. Even stranger, the dates on the calendar seem to shift and change before your eyes, indicating a different timeline. You could also experience shifts in your personal relationships. Imagine walking into the living room to find your family gathered around the television. But when you join them, you realize that the show on TV doesn't match the one you remember discussing earlier. Or perhaps you pick up the phone to call a close friend, but the voice on the other end doesn't sound quite right. It's as if the person you're recalling is a stranger with the same name and similar mannerisms, but different memories and experiences. These glitches in reality could be unsettling, leaving you questioning whether you're re-losing your mind or truly experiencing a breakdown in the fabric of the universe. However, amidst the chaos, there might be a glimmer of hope. If you're able to navigate these shifting realities, you might discover hidden truths and alternate versions of events that have been concealed from your perception. Each shift could bring you closer to understanding the grand tapestry of existence and your place within it. So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride through the multiverse. Just remember, reality might not be as stable as you think, and the glitches you experience could be more than just a breakdown in your mind. They might be glimpses into a world where anything is possible. If you've made it this far, you clearly can't get enough of this mind-bending content. Don't worry, we've got plenty more where that came from. So click that subscribe button and join us on this journey through the unknown. Who knows what other cosmic mysteries and sci-fi wonders await us?